I'm Ryan from ExtremeTerrain.com, and this is my review and installation of the Wild Boar Aggressive Flare Grille fitting all 2007 and up JKs. Today, of course, we're going to talk through the installation of this grille, but also a few of the features and the construction. As far as visual modifications that you can do to your JK, this is probably the most polarizing. Some of you go as far as to say that changing up the iconic 7-slot grille of the Jeep is a sin, while others of you really like the aggressive and different look that this gives to the front end of your Jeep. So, of course, if you fall into the category that would never change that iconic grille, this product is not going to be for you. But if you like the aggressive and different look that this will give to your front end, this is a really nice piece. The build quality of this grille is superior to a lot of the other replacement grilles you can get for your JK, but this one is also going to be at the top of the price range. This grille is made of ABS plastic and it comes unfinished. Now, I know a lot of you guys will run this in its unfinished state as a black grille regardless of the color of your Jeep because it draws even more attention to the front grille. However, if you are interested in getting this painted, you can certainly either paint it yourself or take it to a body shop and have it prepped and painted. The grille is designed to pop right in place of your factory grille using your factory turn signals and all of the factory mounting locations, so you'll only have to drill one hole to get this installed. Now, there are other grilles on the market that have this sort of aggressive eyebrow, if you will, and some of those also have inserts that you can put in the center section instead of having a 7-slot grille there. So if you're interested in that style, Rugged Ridge does have a version of a grille with an eyebrow that has a changeable mesh grille in the center instead of a 7-slot grille, so that option is certainly available to you. But if you're interested in this style, Wild Boar does a pretty nice job. Now, for a grille that's this expensive, I would like it to be absolutely perfect when I take it out of the box. And when I look at some of the way that this is molded, especially inside this turn signal hole here, it is a little bit rough. Now, that's an area that you're not going to see once you snap the factory turn signal in place, so a lot of you might not be bothered by that. But if you're going to charge a premium price like this grille does, I would expect the molding to be a little bit more finished. As far as the installation goes, this grille is going to install on your Jeep very easily. As I mentioned, it's designed to use all of the factory mounting locations and your factory turn signal lenses, so I give this a very simple 1 out of 3 wrenches. There is one hole that you are going to have to drill in this aluminum center L bracket to make sure that the bottom of the grille stays in place, because this does not snap into the factory locations at the bottom. However, it's not an area that you're ever going to see if you were to go back to your factory grille, so I don't think that will bother most of you. In order to get this installed, the first step is, of course, removing your factory grille, which you'll do by removing the 6 plastic clips across the top. Then you can give the grille a tug and it'll release from the clips in the bottom. Finally, you'll have to give your turn signal sockets a quarter turn to release them from their housings. Once that grille is completely removed from the Jeep, there are a couple of plastic clips that you can simply pinch together to pop the turn signal housings out and then snap them into your new grille. Finally, you'll place the new grille in position, attach the 6 plastic clips across the top, line up the bottom, drill the single hole and install the self-tapping screw that comes with the grille, and finally reinstall those turn signal sockets into their housings by giving them a quarter turn. You won't need any specialty tools to get this grille installed, but it will help to have a plastic trim tool handy for the plastic clips across the top of the grille. And of course, you are going to need a drill and a good sharp drill bit to drill the one hole, and either a screwdriver or the proper bit in your drill to install that self-tapping screw. The whole installation shouldn't take you more than an hour. As I mentioned before, this is one of the most expensive replacement grilles that you can get for your JK. It certainly has a huge visual impact on the Jeep, and if that's what you're after, this may be right in your budget. However, if this is a little bit over your budget, there are some less expensive options on the market. As I said at the beginning of this review, some of you are going to love this and some of you are going to hate it. But if you are somebody who loves the aggressive and different look that this will give to the front of your Jeep, I would recommend taking a look at this grille. It is going to be more expensive than some of the other ones on the market, but it's definitely a unique look. So that's my review of the Wild Boar Aggressive Flare Grille fitting all 2007 and up JKs that you can find right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.